The United States is not a Christian nation, never has been, and I'm not sure about never will be, but with the Constitution as it is, with our understanding of the many religions that are increasingly a part of America, the goal of America isn't to be Christian. The goal of America is to be a democracy that does life well, that potentially can show the power of people working together and being egalitarian and not having an authoritarian rule, but collectively the wisdom of the masses. We have the willpower and all that it takes to really bring about a good society and a good life. Now, that can't happen, I would suggest, as a religious person, all by itself. Part of the citizenry does involve religious people, and religious people at their best are bringing out values of giving a darn about our neighbor and how well other people are doing, and the golden rule of helping those and as you'd like them to help you, and so on. And that's a strong force within our country to help the country be at its best and people to be motivated to care about each other. Whether that's done individually, through congregations, or including even through the government, it's all a piece. But that doesn't mean we're to be a Christian nation. Christians are called to be Christian citizens, whatever country they happen to live in, but there's no part of our understanding that any nation is called to be a Christian nation. Christians, I think, historically have been at our best when we've been in the minority anyway, when we're considered oddball and peculiar. That allows us to, I think, be at our best. When we've been in situations where we've been the majority, we tend to not be at our best. So to the extent that we're moving away from a Christian default assumption about our friends and our society around us, and we're moving away from that, and people who identify as Christians becoming a bit more freakish, I kind of think that's probably healthy. Greg Boyd has a wonderful book out called The Myth of a Christian Nation. He's an evangelical pastor who took a lot of heat about 6 or 7 years ago. He, before his congregation in Minnesota, said the U.S. should not be a Christian nation, never has been, and we aren't supposed to be. Well, he lost about 1,000 members of his 2,000 or 3,000 member congregation because of that kind of sermon series and when his book came out. But he's right. You look at our founding fathers' documents, and while there is reference to God, majority of them were rather deistic in their theology, not particularly Christian. They did believe in a guiding hand, a providential hand somehow involved in the creation of the country. Okay, fine. We, as progressive Christians, know that God's at work in every moment of everything that's going on. But that doesn't mean God blesses us. We don't have a particular special relationship with God. It's not like Jesus and God are like this, and the United States and God are like this. No, it's we are one nation among many. We happen to have some Christians, so do other nations, and God's at work in other religions, and we're all in this together, and it's a more beautiful reality than some kind of monolithic ideal of a Christian nation.